Greetings. Hi, single moms. This is Yasmin. Yasmin from XSM Podcast. I know it's been a minute and I've missed you so much. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some year-end stuff. And I know, my queens, that it's the end of 2024, and I think we all will agree. Like, my goodness, it has been a year indeed. And I just wanted to take a moment to celebrate each and every one of you, and to also just share a little bit about what I finally decided to do, and let you know that I lost my way a little bit. I've been dealing with a serious condition, and it's getting in the way of a lot of things that I have to do. But I realize that I am so resilient. And so with that thought in mind, I know that there's no way that I can't embark on this journey. It's in my heart. It's in my brain. I think about it almost every day. So I want to let you know that you can expect another podcast before the end of the year, and then January is on. I'm going to do my best to do one every other week. So I'm going to try to do that, and I'm making a promise to you and also a promise to myself. Well, enough about that, queens. I really want to get right into some of the things that I want to talk to you about. I know that being a single mom takes a lot of strength. So I want you to acknowledge that journey that you're on. And it is a journey. And for many of us, the more I do this work and the more I sit down and think, I realize that the journey is extremely different for each and every one of us. I understand that this year, 2024 in particular, this year hasn't been easy. But I want you to know that if you're doing your very best, your very personal best, that you're crushing it. Every day that you show up for your children, and you show up for yourself, and you show up for your dreams, and then you make a plan for your dreams to work. If you're left feeling exhausted, that's okay. What keeps you going? I know what keeps you going. It's your duty, your inner strength, and most importantly, for all the single moms out here doing the right thing, you're like the Shiro of your world. So what I want you to do is, I want you to take a moment, just a moment, and think about how strong you are. We're going to do what I call a 2024 takeaway. I want to ask you, what have you learned? And that's something I want you to think about. I'm going to give you some information so we can be more interactive. I don't know if you're aware, but I do have a website for you, and it's called xandthesinglemom.com. The most important thing I want you to understand is that this single mom journey is a community. So when I asked you what your takeaway was and what you've learned, that was an individual question for you. So it's your opportunity to think about like everything that happened this year and what you've learned from it. And I also want you to realize that this single mom podcast is just a small part of your support community. And as time goes on, especially in 2025, you'll be able to be more involved with me and what I'm doing. All right, what I want you to do now is think about your personal growth and reflection. And I want you to be really honest. I know there's days that you thought you wouldn't make it. There's days when being a single parent, well, being a parent, period, is overwhelming, but being a single parent is particularly overwhelming. So I want you to know that if you've made it, you're resilient. And I want you to just think about one small victory, and then we'll build on that. And I hope that sounds like a plan, because I'm here to help you with your plan. We're going to make this work. Another thing that I want you to think about, and we're going to talk about the future. We're going to look forward to the future with hope. So as we approach the new year, 2025, wow, I want to ask you to be gentle with yourself. Your worth isn't in being a perfect parent, having a spotless home, thinking that you should never be tired. That's not what being a single mom is. You are magnificent and you are unshakable. So I want you to think about that. All right? All right, the next thing I want to talk to you about is how can I be inspirational? And how can you be inspirational? One thing I want you to do is I want you to set just one goal, not a New Year's resolution, none of that. I want you to set one intentional goal for you. That's one thing I want you to do. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to create, and if you already have a support network, I want you to enhance it. And if it only starts with one person, then that one person is you. But single moms need a network. Okay? So, and remember that also in 2025, I want you to think about all the things that you can accomplish and some of the things that you could do a little differently, because we can always do some more things differently. This was just a mini podcast of sorts to let you know that I'm still out here. I'm still here for you. And if you send me an email to xsmpodcast@gmail.com, let me know what you need. Let me know what you want. Me know what I could do for you, because that's what I'm here for. So I'm going to start to wrap this up a little bit, but I'm sharing some closing thoughts with you to let you know that as a single mom, you are resilient, you're strong, and you're doing an incredible job. And I want this podcast, which is your podcast, to be a testament to your journey. I want to make sure that the podcast is raw and real and simply fabulous, as a friend of mine would say. So here's to you, single moms. Here's to another year of turning challenges into triumphs. So until we meet again, keep smiling, keep shining, and remember I'm here for you. So I want to wrap this podcast up by sharing a little, I guess it would be a single mom wrote in to me and asked that she was going through a terrible time because she was divorced and she thought she had gotten over it. And her daughter and son came home and they were happy. And they were explaining about daddy getting married and how they were in a wedding and so many other things. And the mother was mortified. So she was like, the weekend he's getting married is her weekend for custody. And she can simply just not make the children available. So moms, I want to know what you think. But I just want you to ponder over this and the reason I shared this with you. Something similar actually happened to me. And I want you to know this. You have to put your feelings aside. Going to the wedding, I know it's unbearable for you to think about at the moment, but I trust you that time heals everything. For me, it's time and prayers. But to answer this single mom, I told her to put her big girl panties on and let the children go. Don't play any games. I'm not a believer in playing games. As I mentioned previously that it had happened to me, it did. My children came home so happy. They were so excited, telling me that their father was getting married and they were in a wedding and they were going to get tuxedos and wear suits. And I was livid. And I was some choice words that I no longer say, or I should say, try not to say in my imperfect wisdom. And I was crushed. It just felt wrong. It felt like, wow, he's marrying her? Ooh. But again, it's not about me. And it wasn't about me. So I smiled and was like, wow, like just made the children feel like it was acceptable. They never knew how I felt. And that's what you have to do. So in that instance, I just took a negative and turned it into a positive. So with that, we're going to wrap up. And in the wrap up, I want to say to you how happy I am to be doing this work. I look forward to doing much more in 2025. I'm going to share more of my story with you. And like I said, I'm going to have another podcast for you. It should be ready next week. I'm going to try to do that for sure. I'm going to try to make a longer one. So until we meet again, remember, my name is Yasmin Thomas, and I am your host of the podcast, XSM Podcast. And that stands for X and a Single Mom. And remember, you can reach me at xandasinglemom.com. All right, queens, have a wonderful day. And if it's not a wonderful day, make it a wonderful day. Enjoy until we meet again. I won't say goodbye, queens. I'll just say so long for now. So long.